Well, there we go. Hello, everyone. Round 3 of Formula Pals is here. We're at the beautiful Sakir Grand Prix circuit in Bahrain. The more monster straights to contend with. Some very, very tight corners as well. Should be excellent action today. Hopefully we've got some great side-to-side, back-to-front racing happening all throughout. Should be absolutely cracking. You weren't here last week, well, 2 weeks ago I should say, then oh boy did you miss out on a spin fest. Lots of people at Baku struggling with tires. I would call an understatement. Uh, Don't think people are going to struggle so much on tyres this round, but with those monster straights to contend with, it's going to be all about catching the slipstream and trying to stay within the car ahead. Should be cracking racing today. We've got a pretty full house. Lots of people coming along, trying to get their team the most points and trying to up their points levels themselves for the Drivers' Championship, which is very, very, very close. Let's have a gander at those. That's a bit better. So tied for first and second place. Ivan Barat and Sedstoff Meal tied for first place with 30 points apiece. Marcier Heiler rounding out the top three, another BMW FP driver. Fourth and fifth place also tied at Suicidal Cookie and Robin Moe respectively. P6 and P7 also tied. Can you believe it? So many tied points. Ed Costetta, I'm not actually sure if he's here today, but I'm also not sure if he's racing as Lone Wolf or with the aficionados team. I guess we'll find out later. Aaron in P8, lone 19 points, and then P9 and P10 also tied on points. Could you believe it? Go to your bottom 10. In P11, Nathaniel Foltz Rochelo with M Racing and Milt and Sench tied for P12 and P13 respectively. P14 and P15 are also tied, as you can see. Automated Luxury rounding out at P16, tied with Dion at P12. Oh, sorry, P17 with both 12 points apiece. Trash Dameron, Gons, P18 and P19 also tied. And Husky rounding out your bottom 20, sorry, bottom 10 with 10 points there. Let's have a look at your team standings. BMW FP at the top of the table right now with an impressive 95 points. Remember, they did get that 1-2 last time out at Baku. A fairly dominant display and a dominant hold of the constructors' standings as it stands. QP not too far behind them with 64 points, and even closer to them are the Indian bus drivers on 55 points. Full Steam and Bologna very close, so any of those 3, 4, and 5, third, fourth, and fifth teams could move up into that bronze spot. Also got the Spinardi boys and Scuderia Snail also tied with 46 points for P6 and P7. And then very, very close behind them is the Pinguino Aficionados team. That is the sister team to the Penguin Virtuosos, who are down in P9 with Milt and Yort having some unfortunate events happen in the first couple of rounds. M Racing at 24 points, and just 1 point behind them are the Gentlemen's Society of Gotifi Appreciators. That wonderful livery that we all love so much. Here in the last couple moments of practice, you can see at the top there. Move that to the side. 4 minutes left of free practice. These guys have been at it for close to an hour now. Trying very hard to get the most out of the lap time. Suicidal Cookie currently in P2 in the standings. Currently. These guys just wrapping up their final practice. And we'll head straight into quali, where we get to see these cars at full chat around this great circuit. Only 12 drivers present so far. I'm hoping that moves up. Whoa, very quick car there. Glad I switched that over so we could get a look at that. Milt in P3, 5/10 back, half a second back from Ivan Badats. He makes his return to sim racing. We love him so much and we're so glad to see him on the track. I can't wait to see what he produces for us this afternoon. That's a great helicopter shot there. Love seeing that. Like both the Pinguino boys going out together. Maybe a bit of slipstream action. I wonder if we will see that tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, or wherever you are. I do wonder if we'll see some slipstreaming tactics during qualifying. Whoa, that was a bit weird. Hey, Aaron's back with us. I think he missed the. I think he missed Baku, but good to see him back as well. Milt starts one of his last flying laps. I will leave you with the camera for just 1 second while I sort something out upstairs. I do need a beverage. So I will be right back. I be back. Oh, very close times there at the top 4 drivers as we finish this last minute of practice. Great camera angles on this track too, I'm loving this. Got this sunset vibe going on, and as I'm sure you saw at the beginning, some great reskinning of this track with the lights on the timing tower, or the spectator tower, or whatever you want to call it. Aaron honking the horn there, liberal use of the horn, giving the Indian bus drivers a dose of their own medicine. Very, very tricky corner this, very, very hard to hook it up as we see Martin, I'm sorry, I can't do Dutch names, I don't know what it is. Dutch names confuse me, I assume it's Dutch. But Martin Neat, not quite sure. But having a little off there into that fast sweeping left-hander. Everybody going to finish up their current laps and we'll jump straight into quali. Should be buckets of fun. Little pit lane entrance practice there, as I'm sure you know by now, these drivers will probably need to take a pit stop as these tyres do drop off insanely fast. Quali even more so. Very short operating window for these tyres. Oh, there we go. Have a look at the everybody's just waiting to whoa, not what I want. Why you do this? There you go. Ah, didn't like that. There you go. Oh, this track does not like free cam. Whoa, trippy. There you go. We got a nice little view there of 4, 5, and 6. Beautiful sunset here. And, here we go. Where did my timing go? There it is. I'm sure everybody diving out right now. Yep, everybody's out, desperate to get an early lap in. Stream of cars coming out. Here is Sebastian Federlak running with the one of the Penguin teams, leading the charge out of the pits to start this quali session off. Ivan Badov's not too far behind. Fairly long out lap. It's going to be hard to get the temperature into the tyres with those monster straights. Gon's also following his teammate out. Maybe we will see some of that slipstream action. I wonder how much traffic will be an issue with this qualifying session. No times, yeah. I really despise this timing app. It's very hard to get it to work in the way that you need it to work. Shower of sparks there as he runs over the curb. And let's run on board for a lap with Mr. President screaming down towards turn 1, probably braking around 100. hook up the inside curb there, try and get the power flat as possible. Down onto another straight section. Not sure he's close enough to garner any slipstream from that car ahead. Down here into turn 3, another tricky right-hander. Hang it as far left as you can. Watch out for those curbs, they do like to bump. And my favourite section on this track, 4, 5. And then hard braking zone down into 6. Another short charge into this tight double left-hander, very tight left-hander here onto this monster back straight, so the exit is absolutely everything. Just tickling the rev limiter there, as is standard with the Tatus engine. Fast sweeping left-hander. Get yourself set up for the right-hander, maybe didn't think it would be flat in these cars, but it is. Another tricky right-hander here. Hook up the inside curve, back on the power as soon as you can. Shower of sparks again from the car ahead. Looks like Ivan Barac has made a little gap, has made up a little time to that car ahead, so I wonder if traffic might be an issue for him on the next lap. Slightly wide of the apex there, but carrying the momentum through onto the final straight. And there is a lap of Bahrain for you, the secure Grand Prix circuit. And, Ivan Barac up into P2 with Milton P1. Wonder if we can get our times up. Yes. No. Don't want relative gaps is fine. It doesn't want to stay up. Anybody knows how to tame ACTV. Oh, a bit early on the power there. Back to relative. Chuck the auto cam on. You see Sebastian Federlak currently sitting P5. Melt's made his way up into P1 with that low 53. I wonder if we'll see any 52s at some point today. Still lots of traffic following each other behind him. Throws it into the left-hander there, a little bit wide. All about the momentum in that corner, so going a little bit wide is actually not the end of the world. Curve you have to watch out for. Seen some controversial track limits arguments with that corner. Another well-known single-seater series you may have heard of. Sebastian Federlak now comes to the end of his time lap. Let's see if he can improve on his P5 position. Crosses the line and gets a 1:53.9. Here we see Frederick Schublem with the Scuderia Snail. Torrent of cars still on the track. Very busy track. Milt putting in a slower lap time there. I wonder if he was caught up in traffic. Trash Dameron with full steam racing in that Liquid Death themed car. Pushed down to P11, currently 2 seconds off the pace. I wonder if the track has some ramping up to do. I'm surprised I haven't seen any crazy slipstream antics. "13 minutes left to go in this qualifying session. Front row so far, Milt in P1 with that 1:53.2, and only a 1/10.5 behind is Ivan Barac. Robin Moe rounding out the podium spots with James Andrews very close behind. Sebastian Federlak, also within 1 second of the pole sitting time. So I am wondering if we are going to see any more changes in pole position, or provisional pole I should say, as one of the Spinardi cars there is presumably got on the throttle too early out of that corner and spun the rears. Try not to do that in the race, because that'll be it. That'll be done. It'll be done. Trash Dameron here, hooking up the inside of this fast sweeping right-hander. Don't take it too wide. Very nice entry to that corner there, letting it swing wide a little later than normal to get the best exit. As now he rounds the final corner. Yes. Everybody revving their engines to the absolute limit, some of them riding the limiter for just a second. Suicidal Cookie up into P5 with that 153.9, which puts the top 8 times all within 1 second. Trash Dameron improved a little bit on that time. Still in P11, but down at P4 is James Andrews. Looks like he's done with that set of boots, as he'll teleport back to pits. Is another one of the Scuderia Snail cars. Is Automated Luxury rounding the final corner. Slidey boy on the back, I like that. See if he can improve. Currently 1.7 seconds back from pole time. No improvement on that lap for Automated Luxury. Still 10 minutes to go, almost 11 minutes to go. Ivan Badats now only a quarter of a tenth off of pole position. This is very close. Ivan Badats marking his return to the rig. A great quality performance so far. Let's see if he can find an extra half a tenth or even 1/10. Like I said, I don't think we'll see any 52s without slipstream at least, so all to play for still with 10 minutes left of qualifying. Gon's up in a respectable P9 right now. Darren Federlak improves on his time with a low 54 and gets up into P7 for Team QP. And I'm sure he'll be quite happy with that. I know he can maybe go a little bit faster. I know he'll want to, as they are beginning to lose grip on the Constructors' Championship. The BMW FP team grabbing that 1-2 at Baku last time out. Riding along again with Ivan Badats as he starts a timed lap, hoping to not melt off that top spot. Good exit there from turn 2. Beautiful shot there as we see the cars in the background. Cars keeping way out of the way there, not on a timed lap, very respectful. Thank you, thank you. See how he handles the S's. Throws it into the right-hander. Good transition from right to left there. On the brakes smoothly, no lockups. You do tend to see quite a few lockups into that corner. Into this tricky left-hander. Trying to turn and trail brake at the same time. Ooh, a little bit squirrely on the exit, but I don't think it'll slow him down too much. Very easy to ask too much of the tyres at this track. Machine gun downshift, 2 gears into this fast right-hander. Keeping it inside nicely, just a touch of lift. Nicely done through that right-handed. Very, seems very composed with this car, even though he's had a couple weeks break. trying to get that power down as early as possible, but dealing with a little bit of exit understeer, it seems. And Ivan Badat goes 53-0 to take provisional pole position. Suicidal Cookie also improving on his lap, getting a 53.8, I think that was. 53 seemed to be the golden time. Now got the top 7 drivers, top 8 as near as makes no difference, all within 1 second of each other, as Cookie will go back for another set of tyres. Another one of those Scuderia snail cars, Frederick Schublem. Some great sponsorship on that livery, getting a bit tail happy on the power there. While it looks cool, it's not something you want to do because it will slow you down. Just over the white lines there, and an explosion of sparks as he rides the curb a little bit. Down towards the last corner, hard on the brakes. Throwing it over the curb, not taking too much exit curb this time around. I think that might be the fastest way to go. Can he improve on his time? He does. Will gain another place with a 154.9 and put him up into the top 10. Everyone else, riding the limiter like it's going out of fashion there. Through the last corner goes Train Boy. Currently sitting P8, just above the 1 second mark. And now sits exactly 1 second behind the pole sitter. Exactly 1 second. Some impressive times from a lot of these drivers. Do want to see what the Bologna boys are up to. No sign of Sench today. James Andrew flying the red flag proudly for Bologna Racing. Quite an Italian-inspired team. Not taking a lot of exit curb there either, so not sure if he wasn't going fast enough or just taking a conservative line. Heading down towards the final corner is James Andrews, looking to improve, maybe getting himself up into the podium spots if he can help it. Does he improve? Not that time around, it seems. Check in with Milt as he rounds the fast sweeping left-hander, taking a liberal use of the entrance on the left-hand side there. That's a great shot there. Oh, I love it. Number 1 car, last season's champion. Had some pretty bad luck this time around this season, especially in the first couple of races, so I'm sure we'll be looking to bag a good result and bring his standings up quite a bit. Very, very wide on the curve there. That will slow him down a little bit, so I don't think he will make an improvement this time around. He will, actually. Wow. So just under 0.04 of a second separating P1 and P2, so we're seeing another close quali battle. Only just under 4 minutes left of this session. Maybe 2 laps for a lot of these drivers, depending on how much life is left in their tyres. See if Ivan Barat can respond by shaving off 0.5 tenth maybe. See if he can nab that pole. The top 2 very clearly ahead of the rest of the field. Just under 4 tenths is the gap from P3 to P1. I love the sparks on this track. I'm having fun just guessing when the sparks will show. See how he deals with this technical left-right section. Flicking it in there. Very committed to that corner. smoothly on the brakes. Good momentum through the corner. Just a little bit of exit curb taken in a textbook fashion, I would say. This last corner can be very tricky, especially if you're side by side with people. A little bit aggressive over that apex curb. Now he screams towards the timing line. No improvement, it seems, from Ivan Barac. Still got 2 minutes left, so this will be last laps for those that are starting right now. Back along with Train Boy in P8, not too far off of P7, only about 800ths of a second or so. He's into the final sector on this lap. Tyres looking a little worse for wear there. I'm not sure if he'll have the most out of them. Doing a good job controlling the car. It's all about how you exit on a lot of these corners. Sebastian Federlak we saw there just improving very slightly, cementing his P6 position. As Train Boy rounds the last corner, very wide there. Maybe took the brakes a little deep into that final corner, but he will be allowed to start a final flying lap. Milt sitting in the pits, I think he's done with his qualifying session. Ivan Barac into the final couple of corners now, looking to usurp Milt from that top spot. I'm sure he would love a pole position on his return. Maybe a bit of tow from that full steam car ahead. I think that might be Trash Dameron. He gets it hooked up nicely on that exit curb, and he'll have a really great run down to the first corner. See if he can improve. He will be able to start another lap. It doesn't look like he improved on that time. Milt going for his pre-race urination. Wise. I've often made that mistake too many times as Mr. President gets very squirrely on the power out of turn 2 there. Looking like Milt might just snag this P1, as we do see the checkered flag for this qualifying session. And based on that, I think Ivan Barac is done. Robin Moe back into the pits. James Andrews on his final flying lap of qualifying. Very late on the brakes there. Can he get it slowed down? A little bit of bump over the curb. Talk us through how Barac steals my pole. Suicidal Cookie improving on his time, 1:53.7. That will very close between P4, 5 and 6. Less than a tenth between these three. It's Train Boy again improving a 1:54.0, but not enough to give him P7. Aaron Federlak not improving as the Nathaniel Foltz Rochelo looks like he's on. Could be a timed lap, could be an out lap. Oh, big lock up there. We'll lose him some time. He does have 2 tenths to make up if he wants that P11 spot. But as we've seen, qualifying doesn't mean nothing, but it doesn't mean everything. Especially on a track like this. Very squirrely there on the exit of the final corner, and this will round out qualifying for us today. Your pole sitter, M1LDT, with a 1:53.0. We didn't see a 52. Stop! There you go. Rounding out the top row, Ivan Barac. Less than 0.04 of a second behind. You see cursed Nicholas Latifi in the background there. Robin Moe in P3, James Andrews P4, Suicidal Cookie P5, and rounding out the top 6 is Sebastian Federlak. Aaron Federlak just behind him, rounding out all of those within 1 second of the pole time. This should be a very, very close race between this top 8. And Gons and Automated Luxury rounding out your top 10. Frederick Schublum, Nathaniel Foltz, Rochelo in P11, P12 respectively. Trash Dameron and Martin Dinecht rounding out the bottom 2. Looks like only 14 drivers present at today's race. As we move along now into the race session. 45 minutes of side-by-side, front-to-back racing. I hope this track pulls up some great racing for everyone watching, including myself. Looking forward to this. So just waiting now for the lights to come on / go out. Oh, look at that, I'm in pole. Look at that, I didn't even qualify. Race controls in P1, that's me. Just waiting now for the chaos to begin. How exciting. Who do you think will finish third? Jacob the Snake asks. That is very tough. As we see the lights come on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red lights, and we'll wait for them to go out. And there we go. Round 3 of Formula Pals is underway. One of the cars coming out very quickly there. Let's see. Everyone through cleanly on the first time round. As Melt takes the lead comfortably, even Ballas has lost a position, it seems, to one of the Spinardi boys, that is Robin Moe, but he will go down the inside at turn 3, makes that move, oh, and just gets thrown over the curbs there. He'll be very upset with that. Looks like he may have taken Melt with him. I wish we had replays in AC, but a yellow flag down at turn 3, and that has thrown a complete wrench into the order. As Train Boy up into 3rd place with Aaron Federlak right behind him, right on his gearbox there. As they come up to the double left-hander of death. Train just holding the inside a bit deep on the brakes there. Aaron Federlak now will give chase down the long straight, and right behind him is Suicidal Cookie. James Andrews just behind him. More yellow flags being thrown up. Well, that was an interesting start. Train Boy still up in P3, but under huge pressure from Aaron Federlak as he looks at a move into the right-hander. Everybody trying to break the toe there, and that's a big gaggle of cars coming down to the final corner. Gonna have a look at the inside. No! Very close there, but looks like Suicidal Cookie might be looking at a run on his teammate. He wants the P3. Cookie making that move work. See how close these guys are coming into turn 1. One of the M Racing cars there in the background. Going down the inside on Nathaniel Foltz. Rochelo gets it hooked up. He won't have the inside for the next corner, but he does have the speed to make it work. Robin Moe streaming away. Looking like he's pulling out a gap already. Less than a second behind is Sebastian Federlak, looking to make some moves. As Automated Luxury there, just having some difficulty through the S's, it looks like. Gets passed by Martin Dinecht. Goes wide through the S's. to this tight right-hander here on their way. Two teammates again together. And it looks like he'll take that place back. Excuse me. Frederick Shublem on the attack there, looking like he wanted to make a move around the outside. And another big gaggle of cars up here. Like Michael Randall defending the inside from Cookie. If he trying around the outside, his teammate will follow suit. And that's smart racing from Cookie as he'll get the inside for the long right-hander. And now Aaron Federlak also giving pressure to the full steam car as Train goes a little bit wide there. A little bit deep on the brakes, and Aaron Federlak, we're going to go 3 wide into the final corner. Oh my goodness. This is brilliant. Two teammates, Aaron Federlak has to be a little bit earlier on the brakes, and that will let Train Boy through. Aaron Federlak has made the move on his teammate, and they'll all look to stay tightly packed together. A little bit further back, it looks like Dion going for a move on James Andrews. Gonna look up the inside. James Andrews looking to cover. A little bit of contact there. Rubbin is racing. It's fine. James Andrews around the outside of 1 and gets the inside of 2. Brilliant move there. Good defense. We're seeing this line iron out a little bit. James Andrews now under pressure from Dion behind. And Gon's very close to him behind as well. But this battle for P3 is very, very exciting. Hotting up. Hotting up quite quickly here. As that Gons has gone round, it looks like, at turn 4. Lost a couple of places. That will let Milt back through. Back up to this battle for P3. Train Boy pulling out just a little bit. Big old train of cars now all the way from P3 down into P7. All in a nice line here. We've got a perpetual yellow flag for some reason. Oh, Iceman had an FPS freeze. Well, that's why. That's why we saw that chaos at the beginning. Aaron Federlak now has been unleashed onto the back of Train Boy, and he'll want to catch up as soon as possible and close that gap, but it does look like Train Boy is pulling out a little bit of a gap. James Andrews now also pulling up, going for a move down the inside on the final corner. No, thinks twice. I think I'd rather have the slipstream on the straight, and he is actually very close to Cookie now. I wonder if we will see a move. Slipstream is quite powerful, as we've seen in previous rounds. We're gonna look up the inside. Cookie not defending super hard. James Andrews ahead at 1. Guys very close together inside for Cookie at turn 2. Oh, get Verstappen. And they are nose to bumper as they head down. That looks one of the... Is that Milt in the background? That is. That's Milt gone around at 3. And James Andrews has made that move stick, and these guys will actually go side by side into the S's. This will be very interesting. Cookie just peeking out ahead on the brakes now into turn 6. Looks like a good old scrap here for this this top 6 positions. I'm having a blast watching this. Robin Moe now 4 seconds ahead of P2, so looking like another dominant display from him. I think he can't afford to let Robin Moe run away, because once he gets clear air, that's it, he's gone. Dion very close to James Andrews there. Oh, sorry, to James Andrews. As these guys make their way around the final 3 corners of this lap. Will we see a dive down the inside? James Andrews just a touch later on the brakes there, having to readjust his line through that corner. Dion having a look at the inside. Thinks twice once more, he will get a slipstream. It looks like Nathaniel Volz-Rochelo having some issues there at the second to last corner. Oh, well, that's not what you want to see. Milt took that punt like a champ. back up to this battle. James Andrews defending from Dion right behind. Dion looking like he wants to emphasize the exit. A little bit of front end wash there from James as he tries to transition from right to left. And looks like Nathaniel Foltz-Rochelot is having a little battle with Frederick Schoblum. Have some nice slip down this straight. Not quite close enough to make a move, or is he? Has a think about it, thinks twice. Not quite close enough to make a move. But looking a bit more composed. Oh, a bit too early on the power there. Very zealous. And that will allow Frederick Schoblum to just ride away. Suicidal Cookie, oh sorry, Aaron Federlak made the move stick on Train Boy there, as you saw on that double left-hander. Let's see if Train Boy pulls out to the inside, and this will be good news for Cookie because it will slow Train Boy down just enough where they can contend with each other. And there we see it, Cookie trying to go around the outside of Train Boy. These guys are side by side. Cookie getting a slightly better exit there. He will have a good run down to the final corner. Will he go outside? Will Cookie defend? Will Train defend? Train just hanging on the outside there. Lets Cookie make the move, but he's not having all of it. Side by side, those guys were very close through there, and they'll still be side by side down the start-finish straight. Wheel to wheel racing. This is a fantastic battle we've seen rage for the past 10 minutes or so. Just how close these guys are to each other. Cookie having the inside again for turn 1, but that doesn't guarantee you the inside for the next corner. Smart defending there from Train Boy as he will keep P4. And James Andrews now also catching up to this party, hoping to pick up any scraps, and Dion not too far behind. Cookie having a look up the inside there, not quite making that stick, but into the S's, gets a nicer exit as Train Boy bumps over the curbs there. Lots of understeer to deal with through these corners. Oh, so close! Train Boy holding it nicely, but far too deep on the brakes, and that will let Cookie through. Train Boy losing 3 positions there, and that will unleash James Andrews onto the back of Suicidal Cookie as everyone goes a little bit deep into that slow left-hander. We'll have a nice slip now down into this left-hander. I wonder if he'll peek around the outside to get an inside line for the next corner. Brake lights working fantastically on the back of that QP car. Dion now also creeping up behind James Andrews, looking for a top 6 finish. Very, very bumpy over the curbs from the QP car there. So all 3 of these cars are stacked up quite closely. You see just how close now James Andrews is to the back of Cookie's car. All about the exit here. Everyone getting a nice clean exit. I do wonder if James Andrews will be close enough to make a move. Seen a lot of drivers just want to hold the outside at turn 1 in order to get the inside for the next one. And Cookie does just that. James Andrews has a little look, has to over slow, and that will let Dion catch right up to the back of him. As Suicidal Cookie now running away a little bit. We see Milt there making a move on Trash Dameron to get back P10. More ill luck for Milt. Maybe dealing with a little bit of damage from his multiple excursions off track. Trash Dameron having a look around, look down the inside of Milt there, but Milt not phased by it as they head into the S's. And Train Boy falling back a little bit. Dion has made it past James Andrews. Big lock up there from Dion. That will slow him down and allow James Andrews back onto his gearbox down this straight. But as we saw, Train Boy falling back Still hasn't made any recovery progress yet. And now he's got automated luxury right on the back of him to deal with. Hop back up a position as James Andrews now right on the back of Dion into the last couple of corners. I wish it wouldn't go to chase cam. Here we see both of them. Aaron Federlak has absolutely ran away from his teammate Suicidal Cookie. Up into P3 is Aaron Federlak, only 4 seconds behind P2 currently. We see James Andrews now. Dion looking to cover the inside. That's very, very, very egregious defending there. Not sure that's going to work out. Yeah, James Andrews just coasting ahead there. Doesn't even need the inside for turn 2. And this top 6 battle's been raging basically since the beginning of this race. Suicidal Cookie now almost 2 seconds ahead of James Andrews, so that will be a nice relief for him not to have to constantly look in his mirrors. Through the S's they go. Dion giving chase still. Into the double left-hander. All about the exit once more, and it does look like James Andrews is pulling out a little bit of a gap. Gets that slowed down really nicely there. And a great exit down this straight. You see, yeah. These guys still battling. Automated Luxury still on the tail of Train Boy. The battling behind, perhaps? Oh, Train Boy going a little bit wide there. Has to slow down the car more than he wants, and that will let Automated Luxury have a look around the outside. Oh, getting very close there through the second to last corner. Train Boy taking liberal use of the track limits there. Missing the apex is Train Boy, and wide at the exit. A little bit of wheel spin too, and that will let Luxury catch up to him. I think we'll see Train Boy hold the inside maybe, or sorry, hold the outside, just as I was saying earlier. Automated Luxury able to keep up, but not able to make the move stick this time around. I'm sure you just want to be that little bit closer as they head into that start-finish straight, looking for a move into turn 1. Very difficult to pass at this track. Unless you make it so and force your way down the inside. A little bit of exit oversteer there. That's a shame because that will let Train Boy run away a little bit. Back up here to Dion in P6 has let James Andrews coast away a little bit. This top 6 now starting to even itself out, starting to calm down a little bit, and we will see pit stops soon, I'm sure. As Milt still back in P10, having to deal with much traffic as he makes his recovery drive. Let's see if he can't do anything about it. Robin Moe, your comfortable leader so far. 5-second gap behind him. That is a generous gap to say the least, especially at this track. Sebastian Federlak, you can just see that car down in the distance. You see the distance between P1 and P2, putting in somewhat similar lap times. Aaron has indeed caught up to P2, so we will see that battle boil over, I'm sure, at some point. Cookie not too far behind him either. Milt has caught up to the back of Gons, and I'm sure he'll want to make the move done as soon as possible. He does have a lot of time to make up if he wants to make up some substantial points in the standings. Nice slip now down into turn 3. Not quite close enough to make a move. But running about a second a lap faster than Gons at the moment. Through the S's they go, nearly nose to bumper. Having a look up the inside, a lock up there from Automated Luxury just ahead. Having to deal very hard with the tyres, it seems. Gons holding the inside, very, very close to these two. Automated Luxury off wide. But Gons holds that position nicely. Great defense there into the double left-hander of death. An Automated Luxury now only 1 second behind Milt. Being able to just stay with this little pack will do him a world of good, as we see Sebastian Federlak have some issues there at turn 3, it looks like. That will demote himself down into P5. Oh, sorry, that is the second to last corner. Aaron Federlak now in P2. His teammate just behind him, running about half a second a lap quicker on that previous lap. We will jump back to Gons and Milt as they are side by side after the last corner down into the start-finish straight. Gons looking to hold the outside again, looking to get a little draft as they both head down to turn 1. Milt comfortably ahead as they both make the turn in for turn 1. Gons slip up the inside, no, and that's Milt away into P8. But now Automated Luxury not too far behind Gons. He'll be able to make a move fairly soon within slipstream range. A little bit of mid-corner understeer it looks like there. These guys head into the S's. Gons holding his position really nicely. Some great defensive moves we saw from him, especially into this corner coming up. And Luxury again struggling with his tyres out of the same corner. See if he manages to hook up this left-hander nicely. He does. That's quite textbook there. Suicidal Cookie now only 1 second behind his teammate. This gap's been pretty constant, so I wonder how much they will battle. Should they catch up to each other, or if they'll want some team orders in order to maximize their team points, as they are in P2, remember. Actually don't see any of the BMW drivers, so this will be free real estate for QP, it seems. So any points is good points here. Both of them putting near identical lap times, as we see someone there. I think that's Sebastian Federlak head into the pits. His pit stop. James Andrews also into the pits. Put Dion in P4, so I wonder how he will respond. Dion, will he also elect to go into the pits at the end of this lap? Aaron Federlak now only 1 second ahead of Suicidal Cookie. They head into the S's. How much time can they gain? I wonder if they will stack their pit stops together. That might not be the worst thing to do here. I think keeping these cars together will be a good fortune to them as they continue the last 23 minutes of this race. Only 8/10 the gap between these two. Automated Luxury and Gons still at it. Gons pulling out slightly ahead, very, very slowly pulling ahead. But Gons hanging on to the back of Milt quite well. So I'm sure we're going to see some more pit stops soon. Remember, there's no mandatory pit stop, you just need to pit because of the tyres. Suicidal Cookie and Aaron Federlak still within a second of each other. I wonder what their pit strategy will be as they both round the final corner. Cookie will elect to pit while Aaron stays out. I wonder if that will change them positions after the fact. James Andrews unleashed from his pit stop. He'll be sure to make up a couple of spaces. May have got the undercut done on Suicidal Cookie. Very, very squirrely there. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Done very nicely there. Not the optimal line, but held very well. These guys very close together now. And Cookie out just ahead of James Andrews, so unfortunately the undercut not working out for the Bologna car. But still, wheel to wheel as they both have fresh tyres. James's tyres 1 lap older than Cookie's. Cookie wanting to get the heat into there as soon as he possibly can. Aaron a little further ahead. James Andrews again experiencing some wash at that front end, and that will let Cookie run away. Train Boy still needing a pit stop, I think, as well as the top 2 drivers. Would like to see if Aaron makes his pit stop this time around, or if he's going to stay out for long. We know he likes the long strategy. The long strategy not always working out in this series as he does make his pit stop. The driver model just pops into existence once more. Thank you, AC, very cool. Whoops. That's the esports line there for the pit entry. Let's see if Train Boy will make his pit stop. No, he's going to stay out long, it seems. Unless he's already made his pit stop, I'm not 100% sure. Robin Moe has made his pit stop. I don't think Cookie will be close enough to make it. Let's find out. No. Robin Moe already out of the pits. You see Cookie there in the background. And Aaron, let's see if he keeps P2. As he does not. The undercut working quite well for Cookie there. I think James Andrews now on the back of Aaron. Very similar pace. This should heat up quite nicely. He's a little further back. Crash Dameron in for his pit stop. Sebastian Federlak down in P8. Looks like Milt's just got past him. Milt back into P7, but Milt, I think, will need to pit once more. Back along then with James Andrews as he chases down the back of the QP team. With just under 18.5 minutes left to go on the time. Still plenty to play for, and those QP cars are bumping up next to each other. Closing the gap is Aaron Federlak, it seems, with fresher tyres. Bit of a harsh bump there over the inside curb. The Train Boy out in the lead, but does still need to pit, unless he'll just choose to not pit and try and make the race on one set of tyres. Does look like he's struggling to make those tyres work for him. I do wonder if we're going to see him go long. And you see just how close Robin Moe is on fresh tyres. A decent outlap for him. So we'll go back to these guys. Just running away is the Team QP. James Andrews having those front end issues. It's going to cost him a fair amount. Milt still in P7, still not pitted. Looks like Gons and Automated Luxury are pretty close together as well. That Scuderia Snail car hook up the inside nicely there. See who's pitted and who hasn't. Everyone but Train Boy. So I do wonder if we'll see. I do wonder if we'll see Train Boy just elect to stay out. Only 16 minutes left, so it's not impossible. With the gap now only just under 2 seconds. I'm not sure if he can hold off long enough to make this strategy work. I think he's just got to commit now, because if he does make a pit stop, that will probably bump him down into like P7, P8 maybe. Well, all for naught will be this effort, as we see Dion catching up to the back of James Andrews. Just under a second is the difference. Dion now very close. Made up 4 tenths on that lap alone, on that quarter of a lap we saw. Just looking to the inside. Does he not want slipstream? What are you doing, man? Stay behind him. There you go. We'll be struggling towards the end a lot. Yeah, I bet. You see just how much he is struggling. Train Boy now down into P4 as Aaron makes the pass. It looks like Train Boy may have just lost it at turn 1, probably on the power, as James Andrews defends quite hard there from Dion. Little bit of contact, nose to tail, as Dion will look around the outside, then inside. No, James Andrews making the defense stick through the S's, but will Dion have a look? Gonna try and maximize the exit. He's gonna switch it back. This might not work out, as James will have the inside. A lot of overspeed there from Dion. Can he get it slowed down in time? He can, but that will let James Andrews have the slipstream on this straight. Train Boy's strategy not working out for him. It seems as he struggles to deal with the tyre deck. Pushed back down into P4 and a fair amount away from P3, so he'll be actually looking to defend from Dion for the rest of this race. 14 minutes or so left to go. For that probably 7-8 laps more, with the additional lap at the end of the timer. James Andrews just falling behind Dion ever so slightly. Still worrying with that front end. I wonder if he's just not feeling the front end of this car enough, as Train Boy finally makes his pit, so we will see where he comes out. And that will allow Milt to run into P6. As Sebastian Federlak puts in the fastest lap of the race. Not that there are points for it, but just bragging points. Very, very bumpy over that inside curb there. Train Boy actually pushed down to P10. And that has not quite worked out for him. I don't think he'll want to try that strategy again. When these tyres go off the cliff, you are done. That is true. And even if you spin once, the difference is noticeable. Very aggressive over the curbs is Milt, as he chases down P5, which is James Andrews. He does have about 5 seconds to make up. As Aaron settles down behind his teammate. Suicidal Cookie not too far off of Robin Moe in P1, holding about a 6.5 second gap. Stop going to chase cam! Stop! catching up slightly, very, very slightly, as Aaron from his teammate ahead. Really, these QP cars have been the story of this race. Robin Moe puts in a low 54 as the fuel burns down and he's got fresh tyres. So Aaron about half a second a lap quicker Suicidal Cookie that time round. If he can keep the consistency up, then maybe we'll see a battle for P2 amongst teammates towards the end of this race. Milt is indeed catching up to the back of James Andrews, slowly but surely, so we'll see if that battle ever comes to anything. I'm sure he'll want to after that really, really disappointing start from Milt and both Mr. President, suffering with the FPS drop. If someone could please make a replay app for Assetto Corsa, I'd probably pay for it. You know, I'm not gonna lie. It's something this game needs, especially with ACC being able to do it so well. Aaron still within that 2.5 second mark of his teammate. We've seen Milt make up half a second this lap alone. Very, very gentle on the throttle. Doesn't want to kick the back end out. I'm sure very soon we'll see Milt challenge for P5 from James Andrews, as these guys are closer, still less than a second now. So Milt's made up about 1.2 seconds on this lap alone. Oh, James just loses it and just misses Milt. Could have been very bad indeed. That's Sebastian Federlak getting past James Andrews, and Gons now will also look to capitalize on his mistake. Milt is up into P5, very impressive recovery drive from him. James holding the inside, and Gons will get through on James Andrews, but it'll all be about holding that position now. But I'm sure James Andrews' tyres are completely done. As yeah, he heads into the pit to get a fresh set, it seems. Automated Luxury putting in his best of the session with a 155 something. Aaron still not able to catch up completely. Suicidal Cookie still hanging around that 2.5 second mark. But QP 2-3 will be a really great result for these guys, especially seeing as BMW guys are missing. They will look to capitalize on that as Milt makes his way past Dion. I wonder if that was a mistake from Dion or a send from Milt. We'll never know because there's no replays in AC. Please fix. Milt up into P4, he does have 9 seconds to make up to P3, and I'm not sure if that's enough time to make with only 8 minutes left in the race. With a grand old recovery drive from him. Little poll for you in the chat. Can Milt get a podium? Putting in 54 zeros. So a great time, great lap time that time out from Milt. 8 seconds still to make up. And we are going to hop back to this battle for P10 as James Andrews comes out of the pits in P10. And Frederick Chopin just a second behind. So hopefully now with the fresh rubber, James can keep it on the track a little more consistently. And I think we just saw Dion lose out to Sebastian Federlak as he goes up into P5. 1.2 seconds already the gap between these two, so Dion perhaps struggling with his tyres as well. Frederick Schublum now just pulling back from James Andrews. Don't think he would ever be able to compete with that fresh rubber. 100% of you think that Milt will not get a podium. As much as I hate to say it, I think you might be right. He's just got too much of a gap to make up in too little time. But we've seen him do it before. We've seen him come from behind to take wins, to take podium positions before. It's not out of the realm of possibility for him. But just not being able to find any amount of luck this season is Milt. But a P4 will still be his best position. I think his best finishing position all season as he rounds the last corner or so. So Aaron putting in a 155 that last time out, 54.8 for Milt, so I don't think he's quite fast enough to close that 8-second gap. And we're seeing, yeah, a mistake from Robin, it seems. Oh no, just the timing board being the timing board. Yeah, the timing is bugged. Sometimes it, yeah, Stroll moment for the leader swapping, yeah. We have to find out what has happened. James Andrews also into the 54s, only just by 0.06 of a second. Robin Moe taking a comfortable lead, 7 seconds, sorry, is the gap that he's got behind him. But it's looking like a quite certain QP23 and a win for the Spinardi boys, which will be much celebrated, I'm sure. Milt has made up a little bit of time, but I still don't think he's got enough time. Very wide there goes Robin Moe. Crunching on some gravel that will definitely slow him down just a little bit, but I still don't think it's enough to make any difference in this top 3 order. So I think maybe these guys running in their current finishing positions, maybe Aaron has closed about half a second to his teammate ahead, still lapping about 0.4 faster a lap and only 2 seconds behind. Dion and Sebastian Federlak still kind of close together, but not close enough to make anything happen. Aaron still making time up to his teammate ahead. I wonder if he's just managed his tyres until the last kind of 4 or 5 laps to try and make a move towards the end. Commentators curse inbound. I sincerely hope not. It's not what we do here. James Andrews losing out a place maybe. No, timing bugged again. Aaron's made up about a second in this last couple of laps. So I'm sure, oh, look how close they are now. Almost just a second apart. I'm sure their team Discord will be alight with what shall we do? Shall we battle? Should we leave it? Do you want the position? There's so many options to take. It seems as Sebastian Federlak has gone around on the double left-hander. That will let Dion up into P5 and Gons up into P6. An automated luxury now also looking to capitalize on that mistake again. He is rather good at that. Wheel to wheel they go. Sorry, I thought I saw Milt making overtake then, but just bugged timing, and automated luxury makes the move stick on Sebastian Federlak. Great capitalization. 4.6 for Aaron. Sorry, for Milt. Sebastian going around the outside, very wide at the last corner. Lots of wheel spin to deal with, and that will let Ultimated Luxury have a nice toe down onto turn 1. Wonder if he'll force the issue around the outside as we see one of the full steam cars go very wide. Sebastian Federlak moving to the inside, but that's not always the best defense as we've seen. Will let Luxury have the corner. Oh. Luxury just not quite close enough to make the move work there. Milt's not in P1. That can't be right. No, yeah, it's not right. Milt's still in P4. There he is, yeah, trundling over that exit curb there. Timing is bugged. Only 1 minute left on this lap, so we'll have to see where Robin Moe currently is. Automated Luxury still on the back of Sebastian Federlak. These guys head into the double left-hander, all about the exit. I say once more, can he get a good toe down this straight? As the beep in my ear informs me that I need to plug my headphones in. Thank you, Corsair, very cool. Ultimated Luxury still on the back of Sebastian Federlak, less than a tenth. Aaron Federlak still going half a second faster a lap. Let's see what these guys are up to, as there will be one more lap, it seems. Like we'll get the checkered flag this lap or next, if AC decides to play ball. 75% of you saying Milt will not get a podium, or 75% of you are probably correct. All three of you. Automated Luxury just falling behind from Sebastian Federlak, it seems. I wonder if we will see a last lap gasp from Aaron to take a P2 finish. But a P2, P3 finish for the team is fantastic. Some big points on the board for them, and that will probably bring them close to level, if not maybe ahead of the BMW FP team, as Aaron's getting a little bit of toe down this long straight. Through the last corners they go. It's Robin Moe slightly ahead. Aaron looking. I would love to know if these guys are free to race. I bet they are. It's just how they roll. They love a good scrap, even if it is between teammates. Down towards the last corner they go, and Aaron's caught up considerably this past couple of laps. Final lap then, as Robin Moe crosses the line for the second to last time. I wonder if Aaron's going to have a look here. Here it is. We've been waiting for this. It's the battle for P2 amongst teammates. Aaron dives to the inside. Oh, just a little bit later on the brakes, and he makes the move stick. Wow. Respectful battle nonetheless. Cookie still has one more lap to make a difference. See Milt there just in the background, not close enough to make any change to this final classification. I think Aaron may have just managed his tyres that much more to just get that much more performance out in the dying laps. He pulls away. Can Cookie stay close enough to get a good old toe down the monster back straight? Not quite as long as Baku, but long enough to make a difference if you are within that 0.4 of a second, 0.5 maybe. And Robin Moe just up ahead, about to cross the line. to take the win of round 3 of Formula Pals season 3, I think. And yeah, I don't think Cookie's going to push the issue too much. I think he's happy to get the team 2-3. Or maybe not. Do I speak too soon as these guys make contact? No, that is the worst. Oh, just shunts him off there. Oh my goodness, and then Milk gets past and gets a podium. Hey, Aaron, has he stalled the car? Oh my god! Oh my god! Hey, Aaron, I think, is just maybe given up. Robin Moe has crossed the line to take the win of round 3. Take the checkered flag. There goes Milk to take his podium, and I couldn't. That wasn't me. I didn't do that. Dion P4. Fantastic race from him. In amongst a lot of battles, as Aaron still doesn't seem to have it sorted out. Gons P5. Sebastian Federlak P6. Train Boy trolling. Don't do that, man. You're gonna lose. What's he doing? I don't get it. What's happening? Automated Luxury P7 because Train Boy still hasn't crossed the line. Okay. Rash Dameron's still out there getting a P10 finish, and I really wonder what happened there. This is not my fault, Zach. Don't shirk responsibility. I did nothing. But a full-on breh moment, to say the least. Yeah, don't quite understand what happened with Train Boy, and I don't quite understand what happened to Aaron. Did he manage to? I don't think he managed to get it back around. Yeah. Quite difficult to wrap my head around that one, if I'm completely honest. But a great race. That was fantastic to watch and fantastic to commentate over. I'm glad that I had some time to prepare this time around, as I just want to double check on existing race. Oh, wait. Oh. Anyway, let's get people in here. I would so much like to talk to one of the QP drivers, which we will probably do just that. Yeah. Great race from these guys. They never really fail to disappoint when it comes to just providing wheel-to-wheel action. I trundle around the Discord server looking for the appropriate channel. Go to wow, crazy ending to a crazy race. As Robin Moe. So let's go talk to the leader, your winner of the round 3 of Formula Plows. Robin, pretty dominant display there. You seem to do well at the start and get ahead, and seemed to be I don't know, you seem to just capitalize on everybody else's mistakes really well. So congrats on your win. Walk us through the start, if you would.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, I think Christmas came early for me actually, because I didn't think I had the pace over Milt and Ivan, and then I got Ivan into turn 1 around the outside, which was already a surprise. And then I think he just outbraked himself into turn 4. Maybe it was disconnect or something, but I think he killed Milt. And then
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that I found myself leading after turn 4.
Yeah, I think from the chat it seemed that Ivan had like a big FPS stutter into turn 2 or turn 3.
Yeah.
That's kind of what sent him around and into Milt. So unfortunate,
Yeah.
but you know, that's kind of the dark side of sim racing rearing its ugly head.
Really unfortunate, actually. I think Milt would have easily won today had he stayed in the lead.
Yeah.
After turn 4. Yeah.
I also think the that first incident that Milt had really made his tires suffer, because there was a couple other offs he had in the first kind of stint of the race before his pit stop. So yeah, it seems like you kind of lucked out there. Yeah. So it seems like you kind of lucked out. Were you struggling with the tires towards the end of the race? I noticed some wide esports lines there.
Yeah, my wheel broke on Friday, so I had to revert to a different wheel today.
Oh, that's
which
right.
I have no experience with, and I actually had one off factors that I was so worried I was gonna spin or crash. So to win the race is actually I'm really happy about it.
Nice.
Yeah, during the middle of the race I had problems with my seat. My whole hardware today just failed.
Yeah. Oh.
And then I also struggled a lot with the tires, and I think the nerves kicked in at some point because I saw Cookie gaining on me, and then Aaron was behind me as well, and he was really quick. Once the tires dropped off, I started to struggle a lot. In the early minutes of my stint, I was quite strong, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you looked pretty calm for most of the race. You had like a good 7-8 second gap for most of it. So yeah, I mean, congrats again.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, another a good dominant display there. So yeah, congrats once more, and hopefully your teammate can make the next one, and you guys can bump yourselves up the standings a little bit more. But this result will do you a world of good, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope so as well, and then see you in 2 weeks' time.
Sounds good, man. We'll see you then. Congrats again.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye. All right, well, that was your winner of this race, Robin Moe, the Spinardi boys. Let's drag your P3 winner in. A lot of people, well, 3 people said that he wouldn't get a podium, but due to the craziness with Team QP at the end, he did. So here's a P3 with Milt. M1LDT. He's done it again. Last to podium. I bet your eyes lit up like a kid on Christmas when you saw Aaron in the barrier there.
I was in the same voice channel and I heard him talking about how he's not got enough fuel. So,
okay, so that's why.
Yes.
I wondered why he couldn't get it back around. Because he got punted into the barrier by his teammate and then just sat there while everybody went past.
His teammate tried to push him to the line, but
that's
failed.
why. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so that was a really good. After the first lap, that was a nice present from Santa.
Yeah. And walk us through that first lap, man. What happened from your perspective?
Well, from the start, I had a pretty good start. I think I had a better start than the guys behind me. The P2 and P3 started battling, so I got a bit of a gap. And I was thinking, maybe I can run away if they keep battling. And then, problem, my rear wing got swiped off, theoretically. And for the rest of the race, my rear end felt really light.
Yeah, lots of oversteer, I'm sure.
It was. I don't know if I can swear on here, but it was beep.
Yeah, sure. Well, I went ahead and checked the box for not suitable for kids, so I guess you could do whatever the hell you want.
Okay. So it was fucked if you couldn't read it from that. So in the lap after, I spun into turn 1 in the complex of turn 1, and I was like, this is never gonna be. This is never gonna be a good result again.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It just all went right from that point on.
Yeah.
And I didn't pit early. I just kept it with the rear wing. Fucked.
Yeah.
And I think I managed to get a fastest lap with the rear wing.
I think
fucked as
so.
well,
Yeah,
so
I think so. You
that was
probably had,
interesting.
you know, less resistance down the 3 huge straights that we have here. So
Probably, yeah.
congrats. But yeah, I mean, you seem to have good pace throughout, despite the problems at the beginning of the race. So, I mean, man,
Yeah.
well done. As someone who's gone, you know, last to a good position before, it's really hard. And it's also really hard at this track because it's not an easy track to overtake at. So, not
No,
really the
no.
track you want to be doing a recovery drive at, but congrats all the same, man.
I'd like to point out one moment, the double left-hander, you know, the tricky
Yes,
one,
yes,
locking up
yes.
everything.
Uh-huh.
At some point, the turn before, Gons was in front of me. He went
Yeah.
a bit wide. So I was like, side by side, let's go. And then the guy in front of us also went a bit slow.
Yeah.
So we sent it 3 wide in there, and Gons
yeah.
made it through first. That was
Nice.
interesting. So good job to him on
Yeah,
that one.
Nice. Yeah, well, we saw you battle with Gons for a little bit, and he really got his elbows out, didn't he? He got really
Yeah,
feisty.
yeah.
He didn't want to give
I
up
don't
the
expect
position.
anything else.
Yeah.
I don't expect anything less
Yeah.
from him.
Well, yeah, definitely. But yeah. But I
Did he
thoroughly.
qualify today?
Yes, he did. Yeah, I think he qualified
Oh my
P9,
God, okay.
P10 or something. But he finished
Okay.
he finished P5, which is excellent.
P5 behind me, yeah.
Really excellent. So,
Decent job.
yeah, decent. Very good defending. So, but yeah, congrats on your podium, man. I did a poll in the YouTube chat, and 75% of people thought that you wouldn't get a podium. So you proved them wrong.
Well, fuck you all,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah, well, there
I
you
have
go.
a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
But anyway, man, we can't wait to see you at the next race in a couple of weeks. And hopefully, you can get a bit of better luck then.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's nice
I
to
hope
get
so.
a bit of good luck for you after some bad luck. So,
Definitely.
yeah, congrats again, dude. P3.
Thank you.
And hopefully getting your team some constructors points in the meantime too. So, brilliant.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on, man. Super appreciate it.
Thank you for streaming.
Yeah, of course. All right, we'll see you next time.
See you, dude.
Wow. That went about as what I expected to. And now let's get an inside look into that inter-team contact as we go ahead and bring Cookie in here. Suicidal Cookie with P2. First and foremost, what happened at the end there?
Yeah, this was a weird one. I thought I was gonna have my Lightning McQueen moment. Aaron told me in the last couple laps he's running out of fuel. He's put like 2 liters too little in, which sucks. Which really sucks for him because he was faster than me at the end. So he caught up on that last lap, and I was like, okay, go past. Because my thinking was, okay, if he runs out of fuel, I can try push him. If we lose a spot, it'll likely just be Milt, and then we get a lot of constructors points.
Yeah.
But I think he must have just had a bit of steering wheel, and I've not had a chance to watch it. But then I was going to try and push him towards the end, and I just misjudged the speed difference being a bit too hasty and hooked him around.
Yeah.
But by that point, he was already out of fuel. So, like, even if I hadn't hit him, he would have
not
made it back
yeah,
to the pits.
Yeah.
So
well,
it was worth the shot, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened there, at least.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was wondering, I saw him get punted, and then I saw him not move, so not running out of fuel didn't seem like I didn't think that happened, you know, I didn't think that was like an option to say, like, oh, he's run out of fuel. Like, it just didn't cross my mind that could be a possibility.
Yeah,
but
usually we all put fuel in, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, as someone who's been there, i.e. not having enough fuel for a race by half a lap, it is gutting. It's like probably one of the worst feelings you can have in sim racing. Other than just like flat out equipment failure. But I was really rooting for you guys to get the 2-3 and close up the points towards the BMW guys, because it seems like none of them are here today. So I was saying it's it's free real estate.
Hopefully we can get a good dent into their lead. I know it majorly sucks for Aaron because he was having a good race as well.
And he caught up so much to you in like the last 2 or 3 laps. I think he took like almost a second and a half out of you in the space of like 2 laps.
It was tough, man.
Yeah.
I was sliding everywhere. I could brake light forward. I was like spamming on the button, moving it forwards and stuff, trying not to spin it, and he was just cruising up.
Nice.
But yeah, this track was tough. Like a lot of slow corners. You gotta really jump off the brakes to get it to turn. But if you haven't slowed it down enough, when you do that, you just get this weird F1 2020, F1 game style like lockup effect where you're turning the wheel and it just goes straight.
Yeah. It seemed like a lot of people had that issue at like the double left-hander onto the back straight.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people asking too much of the tires at once, trying to brake and turn at the same time.
That was a scary corner. The first lap, a lot of us had to just like coast in behind the car in front to not kill each other.
Yeah.
And then later on, I was braking a lot earlier than the quali lap, just trying to keep it on the track. But no, this race was good. I had a lot of fun racing with Trainboy, Aaron, I think even James as well.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, you and Aaron seemed to be going at it with James for like pretty much the first 20 minutes straight. And that was really great to watch.
I don't know if you caught the pit stop battle that I had with James. It was proper like
I did. I caught you on pit exit, so managed to see you just pop out ahead of him. So yeah, that was really fun to watch.
Anyway, how was the rest of the stream? Was it good throughout?
Yeah, it was good throughout. I think it did the normal Formula Pals thing where it kind of all settled itself down with like the last 10-15 minutes. But then of course Aaron came back, and then some other people were also battling too for some positions behind in the last 10 minutes. So I think overall it was like a cracking race. Really good to watch, and yeah, just like mad drama at the end too, just for some extra spice.
Yeah, no, Bahrain was great for racing. That was really good for the side by side stuff. And yeah, sounds like it was fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sepang, which will be the noise that everybody's car makes on turn 1. They career to each other.
Especially with the double right as well.
Yeah,
when running the car slow, just gonna bottom out. But yeah, that'll be fun. That's a super cool track.
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks, so we'll see you then, man. I hope QP can close the gap a little bit more. I don't want to see such a big gap between P1 and P2, so I'm kind of closet rooting for you guys to close up the gap a little bit.
Anyway, thanks for the stream.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Enjoy the rest of it.
Yeah, totally. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. That was P2 Suicidal Cookie. Graciously letting us know what happened. So yeah, it turns out Aaron ran out of fuel and tried to get a push across the line, but the push ended up in a punt. That happens. It's life. It's sim racing. Sometimes it happens. It's happened to me before in a Skip Barber race. So it sucks, but chin up, move on to the next one. Put extra fuel in next time. That's all you can really do. But I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for engaging and having a good watch of this good old race here. Should be a lot of fun for the next one. In 2 weeks, we're going to Malaysia, I think. Sepang. A great circuit. Another monster straight on that circuit. Continuing our Asia tour. So this actually puts us halfway through this season. So we've got another 3 races after this. Close out the season. Do join us for the rest of that. Should be lots of fun. As I just want to tell you about some other things going on. July 23rd, 6 hours of Watkins Glen. This should be a blast. Can't wait for this. This is ACC. Do join our Discord. It's in the description below if you haven't already. If this sounds interesting to you. It's going to be a 6-hour endurance race. You could sign up solo if you've got the cojones. You could sign up as a team of 2 or team of 3. So do join the Discord if that sounds interesting to you. Can't wait for this one on July 23rd once again. And I'm not sure where that will be streamed, either this channel or Husky's channel, which I'm sure if you frequent this channel, you know where Husky's channel is. Anyway, another fantastic race in the books. Check it off, boys. And we'll see you next time. Formula Pals Season 3. Thanks again.